I will say, I mean, it's very different now than when we started. And I think, we know Charlotte's story has everything to do with the turn of the tide for cannabis. I mean, some of the most conservative or religious or places that were just so dogmatic about the war on drugs and about cannabis, once they heard Charlotte's story, you saw people that you'd never think would accept it in their lifetime, see Charlotte's story and say, well, we have to do something. Some of them became huge cheerleaders, advocates. Some of them were legislators. They wrote laws in various states, and they were the people, and they'd tell you today, I never thought that I would write or sponsor a cannabis bill in Missouri, in Utah, in Oklahoma, but after you showed me Charlotte's story, I had to. And we heard that over and over. I mean, the tide has turned, and so as bad as it was, and as hypocritical as the system was, throwing people in jail for the plant, while allowing atrocities on the other Western medicine level, as bad as that was, it's changed significantly, and it's still changing.
I know we all experience getting thanked for being a part of that movement, a part of that shift. I mean, I know I get it, just going to different states and people who have been pardoned, take that for an example, who not only thank me, but thank the brothers, thank Charlotte and the family, and just everybody who has been a part of this movement. So, can you guys relate to that at all?
It's the highest honor of my life to be a part of the transformation of the entire world opinion of cannabis just by being a part of Charlotte's story. One of the most difficult things the last 4 years of our life as we moved from medical cannabis into hemp was the fact that we have been basically muzzled and silenced from telling the truth about our story with Charlotte for fear of making a health claim when all it is really is just the truth. And we saw this with so many families, and that's been one of the most painful things, I think, for all of us, and certainly for myself, Josh, Jesse, the ones that have been out there in front of the camera. You have someone ask you about Charlotte's story, and there's no way to tell the truth about it, without being in this danger of making a health claim. So we live in a world in which, in essence, our modern medical and drug approval system has declared war on plants and on botanical medicines, and basically locked them out completely from being able to tell the truth about them when they work. And Charlotte's Web is a story about when a plant works as good as a plant will ever work, as good as anything will ever work. It is a story about that. And it's so frustrating when you can't even tell the details, the truth of what you saw and what you've witnessed with Charlotte, and then hundreds and thousands after her.
If it's an interview or something that we're doing with Charlotte's Web, and you start talking about something and somebody comes in and snaps, no, can't say that. All right, so you try to say it a different way. No, not that either.
Not that either.
Like, well, what the hell do you want me to say? Like,
Exactly.
boo-boos?
Yeah.
Owies?
No, it's been
It's
frustrating.
It drives you crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I still think there's a big difference between telling a story of what happened, facts, versus making a claim. I don't understand how. I guess that makes sense.
No, you're right. You'd be in the middle of an interview as Charlotte's Web started to have a team and started to have, more advisors to cut you off. You'd be in the middle of an interview, sometimes a big interview, an important one, and you would start to share too many details of Charlotte's story or some other success story, and they'd come in and say, nope, stop. Nope, can't say that. And you just, it felt like we were muzzled.
Yeah.
Well, we still are muzzled.
We still are, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.